I'm here in Dubai. This is COP28, very, very important meeting. The issue of health and climate will be discussed at length. That's never gotten the attention it deserves. The issue of food systems and how with climate change, a lot of farmers aren't able to grow their crops.
Okay, folks, so our murderous psychopath Bill Gates is at it again, determined to spread his message of genocide across the world, as he has already been involved in several mass killings and a genocide already, with 6.5 to 7 million people who died during COVID because of his gain of function virus and vaccine, okay, together, working together again to eliminate humanity. And remember, his philosophy and the philosophy of his dad was also a person who was all about depopulating the earth. And how do you go about committing genocide without really committing genocide, making it look like you aren't? Well, you do a lot of doublespeak. You frame it and couch it in terms of, I'm helping humanity. I'm concerned about them. And then you go ahead and just wipe them out and kill them anyway. So, of course, as you saw, this genocidal nerd maniac, probably one of the wildest maniacs, psychopaths I've ever seen in my life. You can tell I'm trying to be subtle, right? Yeah. He is here at the Bill Gates at the COP28, the issue of food systems and how with climate change, a lot of farmers aren't able to grow their crops. Okay, there's the faux concern, there's the philanthropy speak, which means I don't care about these people and I'm really intent on wiping them out, okay? So, and remember, a wolf in sheep's clothing tells you it's a sheep, okay? But really, that's Bill Gates. Okay, which is a tragedy for them. Oh, there's the sympathy talk right there. We'll talk about using innovation to absolutely solve that problem. What about the 48,000 children who were paralyzed by your vaccine in India that one time? Yeah, okay, we'll have to get back to that. Globalist doublespeak translation. Due to our deliberate war on agriculture, a lot of farmers aren't able to grow their crops, which is a blessing for us because it allows us to replace traditional agriculture with insect farms and fake meat laboratories, which is his big investments, in order to assume absolute control of the global food supply under the guise of saving the planet. Yep. And he's looking pretty bad here. He's looking like kind of a pregnant lesbian, older lesbian here. Somebody you would see at Costco often. I don't know why that's the place where I see lesbians stacking up on stuff, but that's the place. And so, yeah, he's there again celebrating himself and all the money that he's funding in the name of philanthropy. Philanthropy is just another word for, whatever cause du jour it is, eugenics, eliminating humanity, eliminating the masses. That's kind of what it is. And so Louise says, this psychopath Bill Gates should be arrested and charged with conspiring to murder millions, which he has already, thanks to the COOF and the COOF vaccine. Eat the bugs first, Bill. So Rand Paul says here, I'm not going to play this loud because my speaker is kind of weird. Bill Gates is the largest funder of the Wuhan Institute of Virology's efforts to find viruses in remote caves and bring them to the major city in Wuhan. These globalists kept warning us about the potential for pandemics and future viruses from, quote, climate change, while they search for these viruses in nature, enhancing their capabilities through gain-of-function research. Okay. Peter Christian says, if Bill Gates really cared about people, he would make sure that a child doesn't die every minute from starvation. It is within his power to balance the food supply system, yet his actions reveal there's no such intention. It's about controlling everything. And he is the epitome of a person who wants to control everything. In fact, he has a team of people actually that are censors. They monitor social media, they monitor television, they do all this stuff. I'm serious, they're paid for all this. And then they go out and they make sure to essentially kind of intimidate people and go, hey, we need you to censor this. We've paid you $1 million. We fund this. We donate to this, and we'll take your donations away unless you stop. So like if you post something on YouTube that goes against like this will probably be censored. So I encourage you to go to Rumble. But he has a team that does this, that actually goes out there, and it don't tell me that's not a control freak right there. So, and he wants control of seeds, stuff like that. I mean, he's really hell-bent, and he's already bought like hundreds of thousands of acres of farmland in the United States, and then he lets it rest fallow. He doesn't do anything with it to prevent more food production, okay? And I have a feeling he'll probably use these to raise like crickets or something in the future. So Jason Hayes says, I don't recall any of us electing him to any office that pertains to anything. By the looks of him, he's deteriorating fast. Yeah, he's hell-bent on getting everything he can out before he passes away. Because, sorry, Bill, I believe in a higher power, and I believe he's waiting. And you're not immortal. You know that. I mean, obviously by your good looks. And you're gonna kick it. And so he's trying to get in as much as he can before he croaks, which a lot of these power mongers do. They hold on to their power to the very last second of their lives. Look at Pelosi, look at Chuck Schumer, look at Biden. Jeez, you know. Logistically consistent MD says it doesn't even seem like real life. It's like a movie where the global elite plot to control the masses. Yeah, that movie has come true. I don't remember when the collective global citizens voted Bill Gates to be God, little g, of the earth and universe. He wants to change our DNA. He wants to change the DNA of some animals. He wants to block out the sun. He wants us to live in 15-minute smart cities where he/they surveil our every move. He wants us to eat fake meat grown in a lab. He wants us to have embedded digital microchip in our skin that contains all the digital data he believes he needs to track on us. I could go on and on. He is working with WEF and the WHO to implement his plans. His end game. He wants humans and the planet made in his image, the image of Bill Gates. That's one of the best posts I have ever seen. Wow. Yeah, essentially, and I kind of, like, we knew this, but for some people, this is their thing, is they erase God, they erase any sense of higher power or order in the universe, but mainly there's an envy, jealousy thing. They want to be that God. They want to say, no, I am God, and therefore I'm going to change everything about the world. I determine whether you live or die. It's pretty grotesque, seriously. The reason they can't grow food, Bill, is because of you. Someone put this man in prison already. The reason farmers cannot grow their crops is because of interference from the WEF. That is the real tragedy, and that's usually what it is. Usually famine and starvation, these artificial things, they come, not artificial, but in and of themselves, but mainly in this modern day age, they come from government mandates. Many famines, stuff like that, those come from either government or these NGOs that cause them, okay, that perpetrate this artificial appearance of like a famine or drought. And they artificially do like a supply and demand thing too as well. And it's pretty gross. We know what you want, Bill. Keep your mRNA engineering out of our food supply. And, you know, they're trying to, they will use global doublespeak for being able to put vaccines into our food, toxic vaccines that kill us. Okay. For example, they want to vaccinate all cattle, okay, with the mRNA. Okay, they want to use the vaccine that has a spike protein in it. Okay, this is intentionally to depopulate the earth, to make us sick, and the big pharma can make money off of us while we suffer from the effects of a vaccine that's toxic. And on the other, and also the bonus part is we die anyway because of the vaccine. So in the meantime, we pay some money to big pharma, but eventually we die a horrible death anyway. As you've seen from some of the paralysis and effects of the mRNA on some people who got the COVID vaccine and the boosters. Shameful, Bill. Stick to computers. You aren't trustworthy. These people need to go away. They have plenty of money to sit and do nothing far away from the masses they hate. Luckily, he's looking old. Fingers crossed, Mother Nature will do her due diligence. Please be quiet, you evil man. He's apparently buying up farmland and meddling with food to steal anything he can from the general populace. This is one of those people I believe he truly does hate humanity. I don't believe he likes humanity. He's a George Soros. He's another one. And remember, don't buy into his doublespeak. He always speaks in very general terms, and I'm very concerned about the farmers, and he's not. He is not concerned about the farmers. He's not concerned about people. He will tell you, I am concerned about people. He is not. Look where his money is going. It's going towards anything that will reduce populations drastically. Okay? This is what controls the climate. You live here. That's funny. The push for insect eating is just a compliance test. As Eva Vlardingbroek says, she's that lawyer from the Holland. The push for insect eating is just a compliance test, she said, because our politicians know that when they control the food, they control the people. Yeah, so that's her thing, and she's pushing back on this big time because she got famous for when the globalists were really trying to take all the Dutch farmers' land, and they were going to impose these horrible taxes and all this stuff, and the Dutch farmers were pushed back hard. It was pretty good. I mean, the fight, they always still have to fight, but it was very interesting to see. And she came out, she's an attorney from there, and she came out in favor of this because she's believes very much in her country. Chemtrails to block the sun, stop nutritious food so they can produce cancer-accelerated meat. And that's the thing too. Remember, Bill Gates is the guy who says we need to do more to block out the sun as well. This guy said this, okay? So let's see. Okay, so here it is. Here's the statistics, excuse me. In total, Gates owns approximately 242,000 acres of farmland in the United States, with assets totaling more than $690 million. To put that into perspective, that's nearly the size of Hong Kong and twice the acreage of the Lower Brule Sioux tribe, where I am an enrolled member. A white man owns more farmland than an entire native nation. Yeah. Where's the protests against this guy, guys? The pro-Palestine thing and the violent overthrow, I mean, essentially it's a violent communist revolution. That's what they're vying for. Very little to do with helping people in Palestine. Where's the protest against this guy? Because this is going to affect you, whether you're into partisan politics, left, right, center, whatever. This is going to affect everybody. So, but I don't see any of those lefties out there with the tents and stuff going against this guy. Oh, why? Because his buddy George Soros is funding all that stuff, and they're not gonna have a conflict. They're in sync to make this great reset happen, aren't they? Climate change, the made-up catastrophe used by globalists and socialists to instill fear and guilt, to tax, regulate, and remove our freedoms while pretending to save the planet. Gates' orchestration of controlling water and other resources to put farms adjacent to land he owns out of business to force-sell to buy their farms at distressed, reduced prices. And Monsanto does the same thing. In fact, he probably funds Monsanto. I bet you $1 million. He gives them a lot of funding in the name of philanthropy, right? This is the news he has been waiting for. Geert van den Bosch, who many consider to be one of the two of the most esteemed experts on predicting how the vaccine saga will play out, is now predicting many of the highly vaccinated will succumb to the next attack on the immune system, probably in months. Yeah. Stop them from being able to farm, then sell them a solution. Yes, not corrupt at all. Interesting fact, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs were born in the same year, 1955. They aren't able to grow crops because of the monocrop agriculture. The solution is not GMOs. The solution is rotating the crops and using farmland to sustain itself naturally. That sounds like a much more sustainable solution. And these people will scream and yell, Bill Gates and stuff, they will say they're doing sustainable stuff. But remember, they're into GMOs. They're genetically modified food and crickets. That's their thing. And plus, Bill Gates has been funding the A-Peel, that spray. It's apparently, I don't know what it is exactly, like a pesticide or something. It's a spray that gets on it that they've been using, a chemical they've been using on most foods in supermarkets now. Bill Gates is invested in this. You'll see a little sticker that says A-Peel on it, like on your avocados and stuff. Problem is this stuff actually gets into the food itself. It's not just on the surface, like the peel. It actually goes into the food itself, and it is toxic. Okay, so actually some stores are starting to push back on it now because there's been enough of an uproar. But mind you, this is a Bill Gates funded thing, and this does not have good effects for human beings. So if you think that he's all into helping the farmers or helping the people, that is absolutely false. I here's the thing too. Please don't get pulled in to Bill Gates' nicey nice thing or his nice words. I promise you, look at his actions. Be logical. Look at what he's funding, and he's funding anything he can that will be toxic to humanity, that will reduce the population. He is not a fan of human beings in any way. He presents himself as some reasonable globalist, stuff like that. He's not. No globalist is reasonable. They want to reduce you. They want to kill you. Climate change, GMO, climate change, food production, all these things are controlled so that they can get rid of you. You are the carbon. You've seen that thing. You are the carbon they want to get rid of. Okay. Climate hysteria is based on rising CO2, which is only a minuscule 0.04% of the atmosphere. Humans contribute only 3% of that 0.04%. Climate scam. Most crops actually prefer warmer climates and thrive when there's more CO2. So anyway, that's the scoop. It just goes on because more people are waking up to this stuff. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Put a like on the video if you like it, and please subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Bye.